Sending it.
Yep. Close. Alright, I'm going to use that first B16 on spot 4. I'm going to go ahead and finish a group.
Yep.
See if it's a fluke. Vertical stringing, but that's expected.
Yeah, I see it.
Alright.
Alright.
That's 6, only 5 in that group.
They're pretty much all touching.
Yeah, close. I mean, that's a lot of carbon on the sides of that case.
Yeah.
Is that endemic to this rifle? Have you experienced that?
I didn't even check it.
Watch it, it's kind of warm, but
when I fired it off last time, I didn't really inspect casings like that. I was just shooting for more or less feel.
I mean, that's for a non-suppressed rifle. That's a lot of carbon. Like, I mean, my other PWS,
yeah,
my Mark 116,
yeah,
cases come out pretty clean. Even with a can on it, it's way cleaner than my DI guns.
Understood.
So I don't know if that has something to do with that, you know, stuff they do with the barrels, whether it's recirc.
Venturi effect, whatever, Venturi, whatever.
I mean, I don't know. I think the point of that crap is to keep the stuff from blowing out the side, and, you know, shooting it doesn't feel any different.
Yeah.
Than my PWS Mark 116 for, like, you know, side ejecta, but I'm, you know, right-handed.
Understood.
So when you shoot it, you'll probably be able to give a little more color commentary on that.
Yeah, it's a little different for me. I'm what you guys would say wrong-handed. I think I'm
You're
perfect.
in your right mind.
Fair enough. The right side of my mind, perfect.
All right, so we got 6 shots, 1 to confirm that we're going to hit the paper.
Yep.
And then 5 more, rocking out.
And for chrono purposes, where are we at?
Average 29.44, extreme spread 26.6, standard deviation 9.4. But that is for 55 grain M193 ADI ammunition that we're going to use to get it zeroed. So not expecting the world to be set on fire, but that is still a respectable extreme spread for ball ammo.
Understood.
I mean, I'd buy it.
Yeah, I got enough of it. Hopefully it's not the other stuff.
I don't trust you to give me the great price, though. I mean, there's like, I could see, you know, I could see the dust price on this stuff being like very, very gold plated.
Yeah. All right, this is the grouping at 50. It's the grouping at 50 yards with the UXR. It was first, you know, 6 shots, I believe, and that's it. I also want to take the time out to talk to you guys and tell you this specific video is not about, I guess, content creator and firearm. Ooh, would you look at this? Found a greenie. I had to contact because the information I wanted to get, I needed help with. I am not the best shooter in my squad, my friend group, and my network and the people around me. I called the best shooter who has the most experience, most information that I could find. You know, shout out Peacemaker, shout out Forrest, you know, for helping me out doing this. Shout out Empty Arsenal, of course, you know, and all the turkeys. We're gonna get more shots down range and go from there. Now I was making an adjustment from the first group, getting it on point before we go to like the really good stuff. You guys seen the grouping. We're gonna get this zeroed best as possible. Well, not we, he is. I'm just here, you know, letting him do what he does, and I am here to present information to you guys in the best way I possibly can.
I can see it's gonna be interesting with this gun is press checks.
Is press check?
Yeah.
Just like a quick yank look and.
Yeah, because this doesn't really cam.
Yeah.
Like when I was running HK93s,
Yeah.
stuff like that, there was some cam operation.
Yeah.
So you could do like a rollback.
Yeah.
This, you're going to actually have to pull it past breakpoint without overrunning it.
Without overrunning it, yeah.
I mean, again, that's like, there's the technical, and then there's the operator interface.
Yep.
So we'll play with the whole thing.
My major problem is I'm the gasket between the steering wheel and the driver's seat.
The only problem is when you blow the gasket, you shit in the seat. Alright, so we're going to use these last 2 rounds of 55, and hopefully they end up somewhere in the middle, and then we'll go to the 77. Got a fudge.
Going up high.
Yep.
That's a random green tip that I found on the floor.
As long as this blow the gun up, we're good.
Yeah.
We'll put 77s in there in a hot second. Now we're talking.
Yep. Crack the 10.
Well, that's what happens when you got a second focal plane optic with a mil reticle and MOA.
Is that what's going on that?
And the turret's reversed. When you want to increase elevation,
Yeah.
you turn it this way, not this way.
That's,
European scope.
yeah, it makes sense.
I mean, they're like, until they started importing a lot to America,
Or you want to go to the
I'm
good
just go
stuff?
straight 77.
All right, sweet.
Try to minimize heat soak. I mean, it's a warm, but it's not pissing hot.
Yeah.
So
So now, guys,
cool it.
we are switching over. So now that we got it on paper and everything, we are switching over to, you know what that is. Black Hills Ammunition, everything same lot number, 77 grain Sierra OTM. And let's see what it's all about, baby. Let's see what it's all about. We're gonna get this on the Garmin as well. Chrono that. Go from there.
All right. Second B16.
Second B16.
Yep.
All right. I'm on par.
Yeah, we're definitely going to talk about this bolt release, bro.
You don't like the bolt release?
It's an FAL style, but the FALs I've shot work better.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yo, I said it in the last video that I'm gonna keep an eye out on that thing. For when I first got it and opened it up, I'm not gonna lie, it was dog shit.
Yeah.
And it's starting to get better. Like, at least you got it with one hand. When I first got it, I had to
still
like
use my thumb.
yank it.
Like, that's the point. The point is to be able to do it from fire control.
Yeah.
Not like this. So, I mean, we're going to have to talk about this bolt release thing.
Yeah. See, I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Nope. Track it. Side note, love the safety. And the trigger is not bad for an out-of-the-box gun.
It's a Timony trigger.
I thought they partnered up with Trigger Tech.
Oh, it might be Trigger Tech. I've been saying Timony. That might be it. It's one of those triggers that you can adjust. Sorry, PWS.
Yeah, I thought they went with Trigger Tech. Could be wrong though.
It's one of those. I generally don't use much triggers outside of milk. Isley.
All right, so I'm almost tempted to pop some more 55 because
That
55
77.
shot better.
It got a better grouping out of the 55, right?
Sure looks like it.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to do more than one to test it, but man, extreme spreads ain't much different.
And what is it averaging at?
27.32 average, which is actually pretty respectable for a 16-inch barrel and
Yeah.
Mark 262. Now, this looks like it's probably the red box load, which is hotter than shit.
Yeah.
The blue box 77 grain load is about 26. Normally, most lots.
Yeah, yeah.
That shit's typically like shoots a lot better, but guys buy the red box because it gets the Mark 12s out about another 100 yards.
Nice.
Just saying.
So let's switch it out to the 55.
We can do both. I mean, I'm not pressed either way, but whatever I want to shoot for this, what gives us the best score.
Yeah, yeah.
Because, I mean, we don't give a shit about ballistics at this point. We're all about testing the repeatability of the barrel.
Right.
So
right,
I'm going to pop 5 real quick, and I think I'm going to diddle the top left.
Top left?
Yeah, on that 8 spot.
Yep.
See if I can get that muzzle on that baby. Side note, cooling the barrel off. Dustin and I haven't talked about this yet, and I guess he did that intentionally, so I'd complain and he'd get some footage. But I've been shooting this gun from a supported position with a very good bipod, rear support, super solid. I'm not loving the brake.
I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't a fan of the brake. My first question was, when I first seen it, and me and Dudley were talking about it, I was just like, hey, is this thing timed? And he's like, they don't have to be timed. And I'm like, what do you mean? And I'm just like, all right, whatever. Bypassing the whole situation, we're gonna shoot the fucking gun. In my head, I'm just like, I feel like at one point in time, it's gonna play a role somewhere where it may or may not be an issue.
Well, if we go prone later today on the mountain,
yeah,
it's gonna be a problem.
Well,
like it's gonna dust print like a boss.
But, yeah.
And the dirt over there means you're getting sandblasted,
which is always a fun time, I guess. I think.
So I mean,
I don't know.
It's 3 ports, 2 baffles. It doesn't work that well. Like, now, granted, full disclosure, I am a snob. I have KT brakes.
He is a
I
snob.
have Hellfire brakes. I used to use PWS jet blasts. Yeah, I mean, if I'm gonna deal with the annoyance of a brake, especially like shooting under a metal roof where it's like annoyingly loud.
Yeah.
Then it better work, and it's a 223.
Yeah, this is true. So, with that being said, if you guys get this rifle, because I kind of agree with him on the brake, I'm not deterring anybody from. Once again, I'm not here to tell people to buy this rifle or not to buy this rifle, but just simply get information about the rifle and talk about it and how we feel about it. That brake, I'm not a fan of. Neither is Forrest. Whatever. I'm pretty sure with the can, when I shot it back in March, it shot phenomenal. But it was more of testing in a different light. So that's just that.
Okay, so if they're going to run the BDE can, this is it. It's already ready to go. So
yeah, absolutely.
This is teed up for you end users to be able to literally
yes.
grab a BDE can from
yes.
their favorite SOT, right?
Yes.
Throw it on the gun. The index mount we
MD Arsenal.
Test. MD Arsenal.
Yeah, MD Arsenal. Right. MD Arsenal.
We don't have the can yet. It's in the mail, right?
Yeah.
So eventually we'll be able to test this with a can, test repeatability with the can on, can off. But it's taper system with rear threads. In theory, it should be good. Most of them are.
Yeah.
But yeah, as a standalone muzzle device, I'm not loving the brake.
And we're sorry we're picking it apart, but we have to kind of do that. Outside of that, to let everybody know, I still do like this rifle.
Oh no, don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
like
I still do like this thing.
When we're done today, more than likely you're going to hear me say, "Hey Rob, I'm probably going to buy one of these," because I do like it, right? But we're going to go through this, and we are going to like pick the crap out of it.
Yeah.
For specific use cases.
Yep.
If you shoot from a bench and you don't get in the dirt, a 360 like a Vias muzzle brake, not a penalty.
Yeah.
Right. But I shoot prone a lot.
Yeah.
And I shoot barricades out of stuff. Yeah, I shoot barricades. I shoot out of boxes, backseats of cars.
Yeah.
All the fun stuff, and brake ain't the move. Right?
Yeah.
If you're gonna deal with the misery of a brake, it better work really good.
No, for sure.
So like this would definitely, if I was gonna shoot it with a brake, 100% would get a Hellfire.
Yeah.
Like this is a perfect use case for a Hellfire to me, because then I can literally pop the 2-port off and screw a can right onto that taper lock.
Understood.
If I was gonna run it, with a dedicated muzzle device, not can on, can off,
Yeah.
I would probably at that point be going to like a high-end flash hider.
Yeah.
I'm really not loving this bolt release.
The bolt release isn't it, man. It's not it.
Not where I parked my car. Now, side note, PWS's, Ambi Mod 2Ms, their bolt releases, so awesome. Like their regular AR platform, so sweet. I guess you got to give something to get something. You can't turn those into 308s. You got to buy another.
That is a fair assessment.
So it's like you got to take that thing and you got to spend like $2,500 and buy another gun and.
Hot to a spit on that thing. Nah.
Well, I guess that's how you buy your guns, right?
Hey, listen. What I do for money is no one else's concern.
All right, so I'm gonna go with 55 grain.
Yep.
We're still gonna have to shoot a group because it's not bullet hole, but we can live with that.
Yep.
But yeah, man, I'm liking this ADI 55 better than that 77. So we're gonna go back
The barrel trunnion
way they gave us for the tightening order.
Yep. We're gonna go loosen it up. We're gonna go check groups after retightening it. We move targets to the top left target. I'll show you guys once I walk down range. We'll get it, all figured out or whatever, and we'll go from there.
All right, so 2 full turns out per. And should we go ahead and pull the barrel out just so everybody says that we didn't fake it?
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Let's.
Take the fore end off.
If you want, have more purchase on it. Yeah, why not?
Your toys.
Why not? Who cares?
Your world, man. I just live in it.
It's not my world. Take that off.
Okay, so not on the technical note, more on an operator interface note. The rails inside the fore end, really nice.
Yeah.
Awesome design feature. For my convenience, I love it.
Let's see what
So,
we got here. Let's see what we
Go
got
ahead and
this
give her
from.
the yank.
All right. So we got the barrel out. I'm gonna take a look at it. A little dusty, nothing crazy.
Shit's carpet is what it is. Keep the carpet up there, not back here.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Everything is still fresh. It looks good. Sorry about the wind, guys. The audio is probably gonna sound like shit, but I guarantee you it feels good. It's super hot, but that breeze is everything. So we have the barrel out. We're gonna check that. We're gonna put this barrel back in as careful as possible. We're gonna slide this battery back in, make sure the piston lines up, snapped in.
Gravity's your friend.
Yep. And we're gonna put the bolts back in. We're gonna torque them to spec, and then we're gonna revisit groups. So I think this is more or less the moment of truth that everyone's really wondering about, and if they're not, we're wondering about.
Yeah, we really don't care. I mean, we're wondering.
Yeah, we want to know.
Everybody else would probably like to find out, but we're
We're doing this. We're here. We're doing this. So
I love claims of repeatability on precision rifle fanatic,
yeah,
but it's also one of those where it's like, okay, I've heard so many companies now, and we're not going to mention names.
Yeah. Let's keep it safe, clean.
Keep it safe. Always wear your rubber.
Yeah.
One for you, one for your buddy. Bar etiquette. But I've heard so many companies in the precision rifle world in the last 5 years claim that they were going to have barrels on the rack ready to ship for their, headspace interchangeable bolt guns, and they all walk it back. So it's like, and one of those companies even decided that their interchangeable rifles now had to have the barrels pinned in.
That's wild.
So, I love that company, don't get me wrong, but that was like a huge vomit job.
Yeah.
So, it's like, okay, let's do some more testing, and here we are doing the testing.
So pretty much what's happening right now, we're putting the screws in order from back to front, and we're seating them. We're not torquing them yet. We're just making sure the hardware is seated, and now we're gonna go ahead and torque it to 80 inch-pounds. Once again, the tool's by Fix-It, a very reputable tool company.
They started off making like bicycle stuff.
Yeah.
And to be perfectly honest, that's.
I remember. I used to their chain breakers and stuff like that. Like I used to ride BMX back in the day. Shout out all the BMXers. Yeah. And all their stuff was blue. Everything had blue handles.
All blue.
Yeah.
Now, okay, so that's actually, there's a historical precedent because I'm a freaking nerd, right?
Yeah.
So in World War II, you know why they made all the Sten guns in bike shops in Britain?
No, I don't.
Because British people don't do the gun thing, and they needed to make a shit ton of guns really fast, and so the only people that could weld were bike shops.
Makes sense.
They made Sten guns in bike shops.
Shout out to all the fabricators who make frames and cranks and all that good stuff.
Exactly.
And,
to make shit that makes
it
run.
That is funny.
And no shout out to the British Crown because we kicked them out twice. And if y'all had guns to start with, maybe you wouldn't have had to make crappy tube guns in bike shops.
That's hilarious.
Do not let American manufacturing get sent overseas.
Sheesh. You heard it here.
It is what it is, man.
All right, we're sliding it back on. Make sure it's on par with rails.
Okay, so we've been bagging on some things in this rifle. Now we got to go to like the super good parts.
Yeah.
This is a super good part.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
the back does essentially the same thing.
This whole thing dovetails.
Yeah, like it just when you drop that pin, essentially this like just slides out.
So when Dust told me about it, wanted to do this test, I said, okay, so I watched some of the videos. It was cool. Everybody had videos, like tabletop reviews, lots of feature-rich stuff. It's cool. But it's like, okay, not a lot of, some cool video, high production value.
Yep.
But not a lot of testing. I'm like,
yep.
Okay, cool. Let's fill that gap. But PWS is teasing out, me being a precision rifle guy, right? I'm a nerd. So they're teasing out an organic archer rail for this.
Oh, sorry, couldn't. I barely could hear you, so I know they're not going to be able to hear you.
So run that. PWS is teasing an archer rail front end.
Okay.
So basically that is a very wide dovetail. Gives you good stability for accessory mounting. Putting this in a tripod, because I can tell you when I probably end up buying one of these. If I end up buying one, I probably will. But just saying. So I want to be able to put this thing in my shooting tripod and, shoot coyotes, shoot deer, shoot steel plates, right? Because it's fun.
Yep.
And having the ability the ARCA built into a front end like this that I can swap these out with one pin, so awesome.
Yep.
I
wonder if they're going to make other rails.
Allegedly, they are going to make different front ends. The videos all say it, but you know how videos are. I mean, I would never accuse you of lying in a video.
There's
but
no
some
reason
people
for
might
me
tell
to
some exaggerations in video.
I'm what industry standard poor. No one pays me to lie for them, and even if they did, I'd probably still be poor because
you just said what Rob does for money.
Hey, listen, it's an honest living.
Okay, so sticky fingers, clean money.
Yo, hey, I don't know about sticky fingers. Maybe slimy.
Okay, so Rob got side jobs. That's all we're gonna say.
Side jobs, man. This shit's not cheap.
It is not. We don't expect any deviation in velocities. We're just doing this because I have one and I'm a nerd. So
yep,
and
after you take these few shots, we're gonna walk it down.
Yep,
for sure.
All right, so
I'm
gonna go top right.
All right, we're gonna go top right. This is more or less the moment of truth.
Where a rifle shows how it was really made.
Yep.
And again, I keep coming back to my other PWS rifle, my 116.
Yeah.
But you can't do any of this with that gun. So the barrels are proprietary. You can't take them apart. You shouldn't take them apart. You can. I just don't recommend it.
Yeah.
So this being able to swap barrels at home,
It's
if
nice.
this works out,
With simple tools.
super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the tools are like maybe a little special, but most people have or can buy reasonably cheaply a decent torque wrench and a 4mm driver.
Absolutely.
So, you know, okay, yes, we're going to go to Hobo Freight if it's going to be the only thing you ever do with it.
Yep.
You're going to get a Hobo Freight, you know, 1/4-inch drive torque wrench.
You got to use it once or twice.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not against it.
Wouldn't recommend.
I wouldn't recommend it if you're using it continuously. Once or twice, not bad. I've been there before.
I will not go there simply because, like, you know, at real work, if the boss sees that, he's like, that's not calibrated.
Fair
You're
enough.
Gonna go, yeah, you're probably right. And he's going to go, you're doing that again. And you're doing it right. And you're doing it on your time.
It's like, fair enough.
Yeah, well, you know, when you get busted, you get busted.
You get busted. You got to go for the gold sometimes.
Yeah, you got to do it right. Because, you know, people will bet their lives on the work they didn't even know you did.
Like, out of sight, out of mind. You didn't know what I did. Just know
like,
it works.
You know, guess what's going to happen today? I'm going to, you know, go do whatever the thing is with this machine that I don't know anything about.
Anything about,
Or drive this car that I didn't even check the oil on today.
which is terrible.
Yeah, you should always check your oil. Public service announcement, check your tires, check your oil, and make sure there's brakes.
Are
Because,
good.
you know, when the fan wheel inside the brake is exposed, that's bad.
That's bad news.
It makes funny noises.
Real funny noises. Don't say it just started happening.
Yeah, it definitely did not.
It didn't just start happening,
Happened
guys.
last week.
Yeah, it's like, oh, just 2 days ago, it just started making
Do
noise.
you have a framed rotor that has the fan inside exposed?
Yeah, yeah,
like
absolutely.
you have one?
No, I've seen them. I've never physically had to deal with
okay,
that.
so just-
but I looked over at the next bay and I'm like, that's bad.
Yeah, yeah, just one of those things. Mechanic humor, right?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, let's see if we can hit this. All right, we're gonna keep bagging on this bolt release thing. You can't come like off fire control and just flick it with your finger. And yes, I know I got little hands, but the bottom line is, you know, both
It
of us
doesn't matter. It
both of us are in the trades.
Yeah.
and, you know,
we got
tools,
strong
heavy
hands. We
equipment,
have
yeah.
strong hands, and
So
that
it's just,
takes
you
a
know,
lot of work.
It's a quick thumb flick down, but that wrist angle does it great. Whereas leverage on your finger, just not quite enough.
Yeah.
So, I think we might at some point be taking that trigger frame apart. Sorry, PWS, but that might have to get fixed. And I think machining an aluminum sleeve to stick in there.
Might be a move.
I mean, I might have to. You know, can you get that lower assembly off the rack?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so homework assignment. We're gonna find out for everybody if you can get that lower assembly, and if that becomes a thing, then we will tell you like what we did. Not that you shouldn't do that, but if you were gonna do that, that would be how you would do it.
This is the fuck around and find out. This is the find out by fucking around. This
But,
is
okay,
how
so when you have a machine shop,
you can do a lot.
yeah, it's like, why wouldn't you use
lot.
it?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's not looking good.
No, not at all. All right.
Okay, so there's 5 shots in the
5
same
shots.
box of ammunition.
Yes.
55 grain ball, but it's been performing well.
All right. So out of all fairness, before we walk down, can you load up another 5 and take another 5 group under the top left and top right in that?
Yeah, do the center top.
Yeah, the center
Got
top.
you.
Just because.
I'm totally cool.
So you guys are gonna see in a second. We're gonna walk down there and we're gonna show you exactly what happened
The uncut.
Yeah, we're gonna give you the raw and uncut on this one for sure.
Don't be raw dogging. Always bring 2 rubbers. One for you, one for your boy. Bar etiquette. Dude, that's how you get baby jail.
That's
And there's no time off for good behavior in baby jail.
fair enough. Yeah.
Credit to Sergeant Pop for that. I did not make that up.
Oh,
I
man.
give credit to the sergeant for that one.
All right, we're gonna do another quick 5, and we're gonna walk down.
It's definitely not barrel heating, man. It's, you know, it's totally good.
That's
Okay,
rather
so-
interesting. That's interesting.
We're going to talk about that when we get there.
All right,
so
we're taking a fucking trip.
we are taking a walk. Mag's out, it's empty. All right, so for those playing the home game, because I don't think they can see the Garmin, that's 10 shot spread, 66 feet per second extreme spread. So again, that's about what I expect to see out of decent ball. Just, it is what it is.
Yep.
It doesn't really matter here. It's one of those things I like to pick apart on ammunition because too many people don't pay attention.
Yep.
And we always end up with, it's like, oh, why am I shooting high and low and everything else? That's why.
Let's take this walk.
Great, your velocity sucks.
Let's take this walk. Let's take this walk.
Roger that, I'm gonna take this
All right. So
cycle.
something interesting happened. We didn't walk down range between each and every shot. We stood where we was at. Camera was on whole time. We're taking a walk. We're taking a walk. So, mind you, top left was the first grouping on new target. Top right was after we took the barrel out and put it back in, retorqued it to PWS engineer spec. And then the top center was when I asked them, hey, can you run that back? Just because.
And it's your ammo, so I'll do whatever.
Yeah, and it's my ammo, so he's gonna burn it up if I ask him to. So this is where we are at.
B16. This was the first group. Now, for those playing the home game, couldn't see the numbers, we are at 50 yards.
Yes. So, first group.
These are 1-inch squares. This is a 1/4 inch, it was 378, so 3/8 of an inch right there. So, 2. All right, so we're looking at 1.5 MOA, 1 3/4 MOA, give or take.
All right, after we took the barrel out.
That's pretty garbage.
Yeah, that's absolute ass.
And that was definitely not me, because all these have been me.
Yes. And
Rob shoots with me on the long range, so he's...
Yes, that's why I called him to do this. Now, this is where it gets funky. After the barrel change, retorqued engineer specs, and then we're gonna bring it down to the shots directly after.
Yeah,
So
that's a 1 MOA group because we are at 50.
Yep.
We're going to call it 1 MOA. It's a little less, but you know, for those playing the home game, this is 0.378 inches here. But yeah, I mean, functionally, we can get the calipers out, you know, when you get home and everything.
yeah,
But take the target home, obviously, for tabletop. But yeah, we're going to do that again.
yeah.
We're going to do 2 groups again because when a funny thing happens on the way to the forum, you know.
So here we'll do this one. We'll do these 2.
Roger that.
And then if it gets weird, we're gonna touch that. But I don't know what's going on with here.
I want to see if it repeats.
Yeah,
If it repeats, it's science. If it doesn't repeat, it's probably not science.
It's probably not science, and it was probably just a random batch of 5 rounds.
5 bad ones and 5 good ones in the same box.
In the same box, yeah.
5 and 5.
Yeah.
Possible, but, you know, highly unlikely.
So, we don't know where... This is the weird shit. This is the weird shit that happens.
That's why we film uncut.
Absolutely. And a bunch of weird shit's been happening. On a side note, I fucking blew up my Knight's armament last night, but that's for another story. We'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about that after the episode.
Yeah, we'll talk about that one fucking later. So what we're gonna do is we're taking it off again. We're gonna take it off and redo this. So we're gonna base it off the last group we did, which was the tightest group of them all, and we're gonna go from there. Barrel's out. Barrel's out for the second time. The barrel's out. We're gonna throw it back in. Shout out to Adam from PWS for giving me this information.
This should be in the user operations manual.
Yes. PWS, make sure you guys get that in the manual. For sure. And don't fucking change it up on me, neither.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Yeah.
Unless there's a problem, in which case change it up and send it out.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So, we're going to get to it.
All right, center left.
Center left.
All right, do you want me to do a second one, or do you want to walk down and talk about it?
Let's do a second one because we did 3. Well, we're gonna do a second one. This is super fucking interesting. It just gets better and better.
Dust. We are doing another group.
Yeah, we're gonna do another group. Now we're gonna go right center.
And all in one take, so we're not bullshit.
Yeah, you guys are gonna see it all. The video might be long. It is what it is.
You can always do an uncut and, like, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's. Frag out. Alright. Center right.
Going center right.
Okay, so if this shit keeps up, I don't give a damn about the bolt release anymore.
Yeah.
I do. Okay, so I do.
Yeah.
But I am gonna definitely keep bitching about that.
Yeah.
Because it's me and you know me.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
But if this keeps up with 55 grain ball, and we will try some more ammo in another video.
Yep.
PWS is gonna take my money.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're walking it down. We're making clear. We're gonna walk it down.
Weapons empty, weapons clear. You go ahead and walk them down.
Yep.
I'm gonna grab something real quick.
All right, sweet.
And take the kids for a walk.
Yep, got you. So, this is super interesting, guys. I'm telling you, this is why we do what we do. You know, once again, this is the shit that we live for. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, we love shooting guns. We like getting information.